All right, welcome to this quick Adobe Premiere Pro tutorial on how to get started in Premiere. So first of all, if you're looking for Premiere on your computer, it depends on if you have a PC or a Mac, but in a Mac it's located in Applications. You may even see it on your desktop or in the dock below on a PC with this purple icon with a PR. And if all else fails, just go on your computer somewhere and search for it and type in Adobe Premiere. So assuming that you have found Premiere at this point, you're going to click on it and you're going to select New Project. Now when you make a new project, you're going to title it whatever you need to. In this case, you're going to call it Camera Skills. So the new project is called Camera Skills and you will click OK. And apparently I already have a project named Camera Skills, so I'm going to call this Camera Skills 2020. So File, New Project, and then click OK, Camera Skills 2020. And eventually I get to this area right here, and this is going to be a very confusing overview or layout if you've never used Premiere before, but hopefully we can get you used to it pretty quickly. So what you need before anything else is we need to get some clips into Premiere. So hopefully you already have your clips on Premiere. You emailed them to yourself, you used Google Photos, you used an SD card, you used Bluetooth, you used, shared it directly from your phone, whatever you've used, but you have them on your computer. That's really important. This isn't going to work unless you have those on your computer. So at this point, I go File, Import, or you can hit Command I. It would be Control I on a PC. But File, Import, and you go to the area where your clips are located. So in this particular case, I'm going to go down to the video examples section on my computer, and I will just try to grab a few random clips. It literally doesn't matter what they are in this case because they're all going to be different, and that's the important thing. So just different clips that I can work with. All right, so I have a few different video clips down here, and I want to put those into a timeline. So what I have to do is make what's called a sequence. So there are a couple different ways to make a sequence, okay? One of the ways to make a sequence, and therefore to get an editing timeline down in here, is to go File, New, and then Sequence. And that'll give you some options where you get some sequence settings. And we usually default to, in here, Digital SLR, 1080p, 30 frames per second. That's our default. However, a whole bunch of cameras shoot in different formats, and so you kind of have to work what's best for your camera. So if you don't want to do it this way because you're not sure if this is exactly what your camera shoots, you can do this. You can grab some video here, drag it directly into the timeline area, and drop it, and it automatically is going to make a new sequence. And that sequence is going to be the name of the clip. Okay? So I have that here. So you're going to want to put all your clips in the proper order. So say this is your medium close-up. There you have a medium shot. Here you have a long shot. And as you notice, I can drag the bar down here to see the clip larger or in a smaller view. I can also select on the clip just by clicking on it, and these little handles will appear at the end of the clip, and I can shorten the clip from the back or from the front, and I can move it around. Now, everything that I'm doing right now is used because I have the selection tool, okay, this arrow, which is V as the keyboard shortcut. So using V, the selection tool, I am allowed to move things around, grab the edges, drag them as needed like this. Okay? So this is how you get clips in there, and that's how you shorten them or make them longer. Okay? And you can see up here that you have the clips in the montage. Now, or it's called the montage. What I like to do also is I like to go into workspaces that are easy to use. In this case, I think my default shows up to editing. If yours doesn't show up to editing, go up to Window, Workspaces, Editing, and that will allow you to see that workspace. Another thing I like people to do before they bring in the clips is I like them to pre-edit their clips using in and out points so that you don't have to do a lot of what's called rendering down here, which builds the clip into the computer but takes time. So to do that, you can double click on a clip, go to the spot that you want exactly, select I for in point, go to the spot where you want to stop, click O for out point. Now what I've done is I've selected only this section of the clip within here, and when I bring it down, it's going to be that section, pre-edited, just like that. And here we see those shots. So again, the keyboard shortcut for in point is I, the keyboard shortcut for out point is O. So a couple different ways to bring the clips in. One of them, drag and drop like this. The other one, double click, make your in, I, out, O points, and then drag them down and put them in the timeline. Now once you're in the timeline, you can grab the blue scroll bar up here to see what you're doing, and you hit space bar to play the video. And you hit the space bar also to stop the video. Okay, so now we've got the clips in, and you can even put them in a different order. If I want to put this clip over here and bring this clip over here, that kind of thing, just like that. And I can move these around as needed. All right, another thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to make fade in and fade out on these clips. You want to have a fade in at the beginning of your video and a fade out at the end. So let's just, for the sake of argument, say that this is all of your clips, this whole timeline. You need to drag this section up here. Now watch what I did there. I grabbed the line in between video line 1 and video line 2, and I dragged it up so that we can see a fuller clip here. And you're going to want to right click or control clip, select show clip keyframes, select opacity, and make sure that opacity is selected. You will know opacity is selected because you'll see a white line above the clips. And by the way, since I'm here, I'll do that for the volume as well. It's going to be the same process. Okay, so now I can see the clips in a bigger way. If I want to hit plus, it allows me to see it even bigger. Or if I hit minus on the keyboard, even smaller. But again, what I want to do is add a fade in and then a fade out. So I use what's called the pen tool. Okay, it's over here. The keyboard shortcut for the pen tool is P. I hit P. I now have the pen tool. I can make marks like this and drag down on that line so that I slowly, in this case, fade in. Okay, if you want to undo anything, you hit Command Z. So I'm going to undo all of that so I can show you how to do it again. This time I'm going to hit plus to zoom in quite a bit. I'm going to use the pen tool to make a much quicker fade in. Make 2 marks there, drag this mark down, hit play. There's a quicker fade in. And now I'm going to go to the end, so I'm going to hit plus again. Oops, not yet. I got to get out of that. The selection tool. There we go. Oops, get off of that. All right. I'm going to go to the end, hit the pen tool down here, and do the exact same thing. And now I have what should be a fade out.
Factory.
It's a slow fade out,
You know about that.
but that's
One
okay.
day, finally, I came back.
There we go. Now it's faded out. So again, it's the pen tool that allows you to fade in and fade out. Just like this. If I want to do it quickly right here, fade out, fade in. Okay, fade out and fade back in. So again, pen tool keyboard shortcut is P, but if I want to get back to moving those clips around, I need to hit V for the selection tool, and now I can start selecting again without affecting that. So you know how to start a project, you know how to get the clips into the project, you know how to shorten or lengthen them when you have the selection tool, V, and now I'm going to show you how to divide the clip. There are multiple ways to do it, but here's one. If you use the cut tool, which is C, right here is the cut, I can divide these clips into much smaller clips. I can keep them or I can get rid of them. If I want to get rid of them, highlight, delete, highlight, delete, highlight, delete. And then I can click in this blank space right here, and all of a sudden it works. They shift down. So again, C is cut. If I want to get rid of something in the middle, I can select on it and delete it and then click and replace. All right, so big takeaways before we end the tutorial. V is the selection tool. It allows you to move things around. P is the pen tool. It allows you to make marks in the opacity for both video and, here's another thing, for audio as well. Okay, so if I want to fade out audio, I do it the same way down in here. C is the cut tool. It allows you to cut things in half like I showed you. Another kind of fun tool is the hand. A hand will slide your timeline back and forth. The keyboard shortcut for the hand is H. Once again, the space bar will hit play. Also can hit pause. I can move the playlist editor here.
What was your
Play and pause. And always hit Command S, which is save as you're going along. You also have the options here, File, Save, or Save As. And you always want to do that to make sure you have everything. Okay, so this is just basically how to get the clips in, how to get started in Premiere. There will be a couple other tutorials that will talk about titles and another tutorial that will talk about audio. All right, thank you.